Hey everybody, we got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about sanctions against Russia from Japan. We're going to talk about how Japan is lifting the COVID non-resident foreigner entry ban for 106 nations, but it's really not. LGBTQ safe space opens in Osaka. Over 35% of Japan feel lonely amid the pandemic. I'm in there.
I'm so lonely.
I'm lonely. Wait, you're not allowed to talk yet. We got to talk about who you are and why you're here. And finally, we're going to talk about bowl or chopsticks. Which one are you supposed to lift up first? Roll that intro. You're not supposed to talk yet. Oh, we talk over the intro. You can talk now, but don't do it.
What?
Shh. Don't talk yet.
What are you talking
It's supposed to be a surprise.
Hello?
Hi, Josh.
Hi, how's it going?
It's not you, though. You're not the surprise today.
Oh, that's okay.
But you're always a surprise to me. I love seeing your smile every day when I see it.
With my mask on?
Yeah, with your mask on. Although the other day we went to Yakiniku for the first time in a long time.
Oh wait, no, not Disney. They'll get us.
Oh yeah, they will get us. Hey everybody, welcome back to Small Talk Japan. Today we have a special guest star. Now you can talk now.
Can I talk now?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey Hayato. Long time no see. How you been?
Long intro that was.
Long intro.
What was that? I was falling asleep, man.
You don't fall asleep during the podcast that you're on.
Anyway, yeah, it's been a while.
When was the last time you were on the show?
I don't remember.
Oh, today is sponsored by McDonald's because that's where I went before I came here to get coffee for us.
Oh yeah.
McDonald's is so great. You just you open the app, you order, you pay while you're walking there. You get there, you show them a number on your screen, they give you your coffee. You don't have to talk to anybody. Love it.
Of course you do. No, you have to talk to him.
No, I don't talk to them.
Oh yeah, you don't say thank you?
I say us.
Oh yeah, see, that's what they say now. Huh?
Us.
Yeah. They don't even bow anymore.
They don't even bow anymore. You want them to bow?
They do this. You know, like the chickens, you know, like before it was like, oh. Now they're like, oh.
Is that
everybody's getting lazy, man.
I wonder if this is a Kagoshima thing or if this is a Japan thing.
No, it's a Japan.
Yeah.
And then if you notice, people say "Ohayo gozaimasu."
Yeah.
Even though if it's like in the middle of the day.
That's because there's a reason for that. It has to do. Ohayo gozaimasu means I forgot the exact meaning of it, but it's like the start of the work time.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So if we start work at 4 p.m., it's like Ohayo gozaimasu. It doesn't actually mean good morning.
Yeah, but it's just weird.
Yeah, it is weird. And I always used to tell one of our staff, you know who I'm talking about, every time I'd show up to work, because I'd come in at random times during the day.
Is that me?
No, it was a certain girl.
Is that Josh?
I'm not naming the person, obviously. And every time I'd walk in, she'd be like, "Oh, gozaimasu." I'm like, you just announced to everybody that I showed up to work at 5 p.m. Don't do that. And she couldn't stop. It was like a bad habit for her or something. I don't know.
Anyway.
Hi, Hayato.
What's up?
Hey.
This place got nice.
Weren't you on it when it was like this?
No, it got changed. You didn't have this mirror ball.
Mirror ball. What?
Hayato's last episode was December 28th, 2020.
What was the set like? Was it this one?
Exactly the same as.
Oh, was this
now.
the same?
Yeah.
So nothing has changed.
Oh,
You fucking idiots.
I bet.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
We're all masked up. It's the three of us with Natsuki. Natsuki, by the way, she I talked to her and she asked me, she's like, "Hey, have you been drinking recently?" And I sent her 40 pictures of the last 10 days of all the places that I've been. And she's like, "Ina." She's like, "I'm gonna come out too." I'm like, "You just tell me when."
It's like, have you not been drinking? That's the right question.
No, I haven't. Wait, I did. Yeah, I did. But the way that I was drinking changed.
You don't drink as hard.
No, I drink definitely harder. We're gonna get to that story later with this loneliness, but I'm just kidding. Anyway, I do want to talk about something before we get into the news, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple days ago, I went and renewed my driver's license.
Oh.
I think it's called the Menkyo Koshin Center.
Yeah. There's a certain center you have to go to.
Now, I just want to say a couple things. One, it's fucking far away.
It is.
And there's only one place in the whole freaking prefecture that you can go to.
I know, that's dumb. Huh?
Isn't that so ridiculous?
It's so stupid.
So our prefecture looks like a pair of pants. It's shaped like a pair of pants. So we are on the
Dragon's pants.
Dragon's pants. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on the kneecap of the left leg. That's where the city is.
Yeah, near the crotch.
Right. Further down from there is where the center is, near where the ankle would be, or socks or something like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So people from the other side of the pair of pants have to drive all the way around the crotch region and down to the kneecap, past that to the ankle to get to the center, which is like a 3-hour drive.
Even worse, people living in the islands.
What? They don't have them on the islands?
No,
You're fucking kidding me.
I forgot, but maybe
I forgot.
you should check that out.
You're so fucking
Google it.
stupid.
Google it.
That's what you're here for, Josh.
I'm sure they don't.
I'm sure some of the islands don't have it, but
Maybe they get some sort of like you can be late a day or two, like the expiration date.
they give them a little bit of flexibility.
Yeah, it's okay. 1 day or 2 days, okay. Like
Is that your impersonation of a Japanese person?
it's okay, it's okay.
Wait, don't you kind of look like that guy Ian Murakami?
Who's that? Oh, that man.
That man,
The
who's-
legendary
the
man.
legend.
Fuck, I love that guy.
If you guys haven't seen the April Fool's episode of People of Kagoshima, please check it out. It's Hayato is the guest star of it. It's actually pretty fucking funny.
Yeah,
You ad-libbed that entire episode.
I know.
Not a single. We didn't script anything. The only thing that was scripted was the name of the organization. What was it? Boeki something. What was it?
Yeah, it was a long one.
It was like Bureau of Defense, Regional Bureau. I forgot what it all is. It was like this many kanji.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Did you find the information? No. Whatever.
it's fine.
We'll just.
See, they don't even know. Probably they're like, oh,
They don't have driver's licenses
Yeah.
on the island.
it's like I don't know, a piece of ticket. Like, oh,
Well, actually, on a couple of the islands here, they have one traffic light, an unnecessary traffic light, so that the residents can practice stopping at a traffic light.
oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
The buses on the islands, right? They don't have bus stops. They just keep driving around the island, and then you just say there, and then they just stop the bus and let you on.
Yeah.
Let you off. That's how
Yeah.
it works.
It's like anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this license center is fucking out of the middle of nowhere. It took me like 45 minutes to drive there. 1. 2, I get there and like it's supposed to start from 8:30, but everybody tells you to get there earlier. So I got there at 8, and there was already a million people there. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
And then
Did you go on Sunday?
no, I went on a Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, everybody goes on Sunday, right? Because of their work thing, whatever, right? So
Yeah,
I went on a Wednesday thinking that there's not gonna be anybody there. And so I show up and like there's this Japanese dude and he's like, take this piece of paper and go wait in your car because COVID, right? So I go wait in my car and then they call us like by number and like I go into the Daini group or whatever. And there's just a bunch of chairs sitting outside and they're all equal, like 2 meters spaced away from each other.
Yeah.
And we all sit down in these chairs and then this dude like asks some questions like, is there anybody from outside of the prefecture? I was like, does anybody need to, I don't know, some other questions. And then like, I was like, no. And the guy just kept looking at me because like I'm the only foreigner there. And he's just like,
He said, "Are you lost?"
and then we go inside. And then at that point, COVID restrictions just disappeared because we're all like crammed into this like small corridor area. We're all like really close to each other. And then anyway, go through like the whole song and dance, get my paperwork done, pay money. They asked me to pay for some charity. I forgot what it was. I said no. And then they did an eye exam. Eye exam was bullshit because the eye examination machine, you're supposed to put it against your forehead and then look inside. But because of COVID, they're like, please keep your head 3 centimeters away from the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Don't touch it. But because of that, you can't actually see the small ones.
Oh, you can.
No, you can't.
Oh, you can't.
So they are supposed to ask you going in Japan, the eye exam, it's like a C.
Yeah. It's like, where is the open end?
Yeah. So you say up, down, left, or right. It's not alphanumeric characters.
Yeah. You just point with your fingers, like, oh, here's a hole
Right.
here. Yeah.
And so anyway, so there's like, it's like big, little, and get smaller, right? They didn't even ask me. They asked me like 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you can't see the smaller ones because you're supposed to put your face right against the lenses. But
Oh, yeah. That's bullshit.
So they just asked me like 4 questions. They're like, "You're good to go." I'm like, "I could be blind as a bat. You would have no idea."
Yeah.
And then they continued, and then everybody's got to wear their mask the whole time they're inside. But we all sit in the same fucking chair to take a picture, and they're like, "Take off your mask," and I'm like, "This is the spot where everybody gets COVID, right here."
Crazy.
And I take the picture, and then they're like, okay, now you need to go to class. And I was like, class?
Oh yeah, of course.
And it's the first time I've renewed my license in Japan. So I was like, what is this? And they're like, go to the 3rd floor and wait. And I like go inside, and on the screen, it's like, this class is 120 minutes long. I was like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Oh yeah, because it was your first time.
It was my first time, right?
Yeah.
So not only does a class not start for 30 minutes, so it's not 120 minutes.
Why?
Because fucking we're waiting for people. I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe because it's COVID.
Well, I don't know. And anyways, and then the dude comes up and he's okay. There's this like whiteboard shaped like thing, okay? And it's got a clear plastic panel in the middle of it instead of a whiteboard. And the teacher stood behind that.
Oh, is that to protect?
Right. But he
From
didn't
the
take off his
disease?
mask the whole time. So I'm like, what the fuck is this thing for?
Oh, he's being careful, man.
Okay, so anyway, teacher gets in front of the class and he starts talking, and I already explained this to Josh before when we were drinking the other day. Dude fucking zeroes in on my face, and he just teaches me for the rest of the fucking class.
He's like, you need it, son.
I was like, dude, you are like, I was uncomfortable. I was like, he's just locked onto me. I don't know what it was. And then he only asked 3 questions the entire fucking time, 2 of them to me.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what is this dude in love with me? What's going on here?
Was he being nice though?
Oh, and he was very nice. He was a really, really nice guy.
know.
But I was just, why is he looking at me the whole time?
Sometimes people working there, they're assholes. They're like, I hate my job, and they're just like they're like, oh, you don't know. Oh. Yeah, red means stop. Oh, you didn't know. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Like,
So then, he asked some questions. Whatever. We watched some videos. Then they play this 26-minute video at the end of the class. Mm-hmm. It is a straight out of television drama episode of like this man. He's got a family. Yeah. He's got a wife, a kid, and the wife is of course pregnant.
yeah.
And the opening sequence, we should put a still of this into the YouTube version of this. The opening sequence of this has the dude, the wife, and the kid in this like road in the middle of the countryside with like smokestacks in the background because of course it's Japan. And like they're all super happy and walking towards the camera. And they're all wearing like different pastel colored like sweaters, like the Power Rangers. Mm-hmm. And they're all like so happy and walking towards the camera. And he's like, I forgot exactly what he said. It's something like, he's like, Boku, sono toki, sugoku. Naka, what did he say? Like, I don't remember what he said. He was like, I don't remember what he said, but he's like, I was so happy back then or something like that. He's like, shiawase datta. And I was like, datta. I was like, so it's like past tense. So something's going to happen to this guy.
Yeah.
And it shows like the kids like close up smiling as the dad's like carrying him and everything. And they go to their perfect house. And then he goes to this completely undescript company. This is like, by the way, I'm renewing my fucking license. I just need them to give me a new piece of plastic, and they're making me watch a stupid drama. Anyway, so the dude goes home. The guy goes to work the next day. This is in this drama that's 26 fucking minutes long. Guy goes to work the next day, and it's like generic ass company with a shacho and like other guys. They're all wearing suits, and I still have no idea what this company does. But they're like, "Oh, you did a great job getting the clients." What client and who knows? But they're like, "Let's go out drinking after work, guys." And then the protagonist, the main character, he's like, no, because I have to drive. And the shacho was like, no, we have to go because it's going to be fine. And I'm just like, this could have been a sentence. Don't drink and drive. But anyway, here we go. So they go to like really generic like Japanese izakaya. Like the 3 dudes are sitting all by themselves in this room, tatami room, and they're like, all right, let's have a kanpai. And then like he goes to like kanpai with his udon cha, which is tea. Sometimes it's like chi, whatever, udon tea. And like the shacho's like, no, you can't do that. You have to drink.
Yeah.
And so like he's like, okay, well maybe just one. And so you know how they have the little beer glasses that are like shot glass size? Mm-hmm. So they pour, and it's completely obviously an Asahi super dry bottle. It's just turned away, but it's like so obvious it's Asahi. And then he fills his little tiny glass, and they have the one drink, kanpai, one drink, and it's the only drink he has the entire time. He's not like blitzed or anything. He's just completely normal.
Yeah, just for making the boss happy.
Right.
Yeah.
So then afterwards, he's like drinking this water bottle, and then he's like, hey, should you call Daiko? Daiko is this thing where they drive you and your car home. It's like a taxi service.
Yeah, substitute driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we really should have in America because that's really cool. But anyway, so, and he's like, no, I'll be fine. I just had one beer. And it's totally setting up the premise for like all the bad shit that's going to happen. And so the guy gets in his car, he's driving home, and like he's like drinking a lot of from this water bottle. And then he goes to like grab his water bottle from the passenger seat. And he like ducks down for a second. And then he hears this thud. And then he like pulls over and he's like, what happened? And he looks at his car. There's no damage. Nothing happens. Nothing wrong. He goes home. Sees his son, his wife. It's super happy. Next day, he's going to work. And there's like cops in that area where he heard a thud. And he's like, what happened? Oh my God. But he doesn't really know. Then he goes to work and he's like teaching. This is so long. This drama is so long. And he goes to work and he's teaching a class. And then at the end of his class, like the two students were like leaving the class. And he was just like, they're like, did you hear about that lady who got hit by a car? And he was like, oh my God, was that me? And then he goes to his car outside to listen to the radio. And I explained this to Josh, like he's listening to the radio because they didn't have to produce the news segment. Like if it was like a news story on the TV, like they'd have to produce that.
Yeah.
But if it's radio, it's just like a voice. So he's like listening to the news on the radio in his car. And it's like earlier today, there was an accident, or earlier last night, there was an accident where there was a hit and run where an old lady was hit by a car, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh my God, it was me. And he looks at his car and there's like no damage. But then at the wheel well, like at the back of the fender, there's like a little bit of damage and a little bit of blood. And I'm just sitting here, I'm thinking, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like at the driver's license place. Why am I watching this?
You know, like they make you watch that.
No, I'm not done. I'm gonna tell you the whole story because I remember the whole fucking thing. So then he goes to the hospital and like there's absolutely no security at the hospital. He just goes straight in and like is outside this lady's room. I don't know how he knows how to find her. I don't know why he wasn't stopped, whatever. And then it shows the inside scene where it's like this totally generic looking doctor. Like if you had 100 guys in a room and you had to pick the guy that looked like a doctor, it's that dude. And he's wearing the stupid lab coat. He's got his fucking clipboard. It's so generic. And then the woman is in the bed, and the bed is perfectly wrapped with a sheet, so Japanese style, and she's got a bandage wrapped perfectly on her head like a fucking hat.
Oh, she's alive.
No, she's a vegetable.
Oh.
And then that's what they're telling the family. That's what they're telling the family. They're like, she's never going to come back. I don't know. What do you say? It's like, ishiki ga modoranai. So her conscience is never going to come back. And then he said something like, shinzo ga itsudemo tomatte mo okashiku wa nai. It's like her heart could stop at any time and it's not.
Yeah.
I'm like, what damage did this? Well, anyway, whatever. And then like the grandma's there and the daughter's there, and the daughter's like, Okasan, okite. And it's just like, and then the dude turns around and puts his back against the outside wall of the room. He's like, oh my God, this is all my fault. And then he runs off in a really stereotypically Japanese way and he goes home. This is at driver's school. And then he goes home and his wife is there. She's like, oh, why are you home so early? And he's just like, I did a bad thing and I have to turn myself in. And then his son's like, Dad, let's play. And he's like, no, Dad's got to go away for a while. And the next scene's like him in like the interrogation room with the police.
Oh, yeah.
This just keeps going, dude.
Oh, that's how your video ended?
No. It keeps going. So then he goes. I'm gonna truncate this. So he goes to prison. Okay, and like his wife starts a job, and it's a real undescript job. It's like in a room, and there's like cabbage on the table, and there's 2 giant pots that are boiling water. That's it. And everybody's wearing like masks. Okay, and she's like cutting cabbage, and like her coworker's like, ne, ganbari suginai de. Like, don't try so hard. And she's like, wakatta. And then she's pregnant, remember? And she's like in a hot kitchen, like cutting cabbage. And then she falls down. And then the next scene is back in the prison. He gets a letter from his shacho that says that his wife and unborn child is dead.
Oh.
It just keeps going, man. And then I was just like, why is this still going? And then the dude like eventually gets let out of prison, and like so he's lost his son because the grandma took the son, and he's lost his wife and unborn daughter, or whatever it was. And then so the next scene is him like, and he hasn't aged at all. And like, oh, I forgot something. There's this random scene where like the daughter of the deceased mother was like going through her belongings and found a present for herself, and it was like a pink scarf. And the reason why this is in the video is because everybody forgot who that girl was by the end of this video because it's so fucking long that they needed a way to like visually remind you who she is.
What girl?
The daughter of the vegetable mom.
Oh, okay.
It's so complicated. Anyway, so the dude goes to a graveyard and he's like putting flowers down. You think he's putting this on like his wife's grave, but then the girl with the pink sweater shows up. not sweater, scarf, pink scarf shows up. And she's like, oh my God, who are you? And she's like, it's so stereotypically Japanese. He's like, boku, warui koto. Or something like that. I forgot what he said. And then like she's like, I don't ever want to see you again. Get the fuck out of my life. Don't bring flowers. Don't do anything. Blah 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 blah. And then and then
they got married.
No. So she's facing the opposite direction of him, and so he walks up to her shoulders, and they stand shoulder to shoulder, facing different directions. This is so Japanese. And he bows and he says like "Moshiwakimasen" or something like that.
What if he's like, oh, I'm sorry, and then he gets in his car and then grabs his water and then run over that girl? That would be sad.
And then anyway, and then he's walking away, right? But he had taken like the incense box or something from the grave on accident. He had it in his hand, so he goes to return it. And when he goes, so this gives him a reason to go back and see what the girl's doing. So the girl takes the flowers and starts beating the flowers against the grave. And there's this upshot of her doing this, and she's screaming, and it's all in slow motion. And there's like flowers flying everywhere. And then it cuts to the dude in the opening scene in that road in the Inaka where he was with his family before. But he's like in a suit all by himself, sad.
Oh yeah.
Saying that all because that one drink, I ruined my whole life.
Never grabbed that water.
And I was just like sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, at that point I started thinking, I'm like, how much money did this cost? And I started doing the math. It cost probably $1 million to make that 26 minute.
That's your video. That's episode like 3. I watched like maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5.
There's different episodes.
Yeah, there's a one where this guy, he just drink and drive.
Yeah.
And it fucks up,
his life.
He got divorced.
Okay.
Lost his job.
Yeah.
And he committed suicide.
Oh my God.
I'm like, that's like, what is this?
That's like
what
the
am I doing
R-rated
here?
version.
I'm like, what am I doing here?
But when I watched that video, it got to the end of it. I was like, what the hell did just happen to me? The lady next to me was crying. She was like, I was like,
really?
What? I was like, what's going on?
I guess it speaks to some people.
And then when the credits were rolling, that's when like the teacher who's in love with me comes and just hands out everybody's ID, and then we just leave. I was just like, I was so stressed at that point. I ate like junk food after that. I was just like, this is like too much stress for me.
Yeah. Fuck this.
Oh my God. It was the most like Japanese thing I've ever done in my entire life. And I've been in Japan for like 15 years.
It's really stupid, man. I don't know. You have to go like, even if you're old,
if you're a gold driver, you have to go every 5 years, right?
You still have to go and watch the video. Maybe it's not so bad, like, no one's gonna die.
Some of the information that they gave me in that class is actually not. Some of it was actually pretty good. I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. That's an interesting thing. But like most of it was just like, this could have been an email.
Yeah. It's like, please read the textbook, all right? And then it's like really thick.
Yeah, but the thing is like it's all in Japanese, and a lot of that kanji I can't read. So I'm just like, what is there? It's from JAF as well, the Japan Auto Federation. So I was like, is there like an English version of this? Maybe I'll try to find that. But like, yeah,
that's why the teacher was looking at you.
She's like,
I know this boy can't read.
No, because like there are some fucking hard kanji in that shit. Like they spent 25 minutes going over like in 2029. The max tonnage of the car that you can drive is going to change. And he spent like 25 minutes explaining that. And I was just looking at the board, and it's just like, it looked like Chinese. I was just like, yep, that's a lot of shit I can't read.
Shitty job too.
Yeah, it's probably not fun. Oh, and then the other thing that was really funny, everything he said, he would say like blah, 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 blah. Kagoshima ben to yuto. And he would say it in Kagoshima ben.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everything.
Oh,
Kagoshima ben is Kagoshima dialect.
Oh, yeah. The last time I went, it was a lady.
Yeah.
She was kind of hot. So
oh, God.
Ooh, I'll stay. I'll watch that video.
Hayato's back today, so the sexism is back.
Let me grab those popcorn.
Oh, my God.
Come here, teacher.
All right, let's get to the news. Here we go. So Japan is putting more sanctions against Russia, which is, I think, a good thing. So we got Japan plans to take additional sanctions against Russia over its war crimes following reports of civilians killed in Ukraine. And if you guys don't have a strong stomach, don't Google that. It's like, I mean, Russia fucking missiled a train station full of women and children and old people. Yeah, I mean, fuck those guys. Yeah.
Man.
And so the killing of innocent civilians are war crimes. I've been in deep shock, Kishida, the prime minister, said. And it's the first time that he ever said war crime in relation to this whatever's going on. The aggression and war crimes should never be tolerated, he said. So then continuing on, defense experts back Japan acquiring enemy base strike capability. If you guys don't know this, Japanese self-defense forces are limited by their constitution that was written by the United States after World War II, that they can only have a defense force. So the idea is that any invading force would be repelled by the Jieitai. But so they don't have the ability to project force abroad. So for example, like, the United States has we have aircraft carriers. So we can just go park an aircraft carrier off the coast of some country and then go in with, air force and stuff like that. So Japan doesn't have that capability. I think Japan only has one aircraft carrier, and I think it holds helicopters.
Yeah.
So they're limited in their range.
That's right.
So they're thinking about changing that. And the reason for this is because a review into Japan's security, including the politically sensitive issue of possessing such capabilities, the strike capabilities, comes at a time when China has been ramping up its military activities in the waters near Japan, and North Korea continues to undertake ballistic missile tests. And Hayato, what do you think about that? Because you are actually a Japanese citizen.
I think now we're actually debating, not we, but like...
Are you there on the floor?
People are like debating whether or not we should have a nuke or not, you know what I mean? We're not going to use it. But like, just so that...
We're not going to use it.
Of course, we're not going to use it, but like...
As a deterrent.
As like, hey, we have something. You don't want like...
Well, here's the reality of the situation. Everybody says that Japan's a non-nuclear nation, but there was leaks 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
That there's nuclear missiles all throughout the peninsula with little American flags on them. So, yeah, Japan doesn't have a nuke, but there's nukes in Japan.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They're all pointed at North Korea and China and Russia. So...
Yeah, but, I think, I don't know. I think China, they might do something.
I always want to make sure that we take the time to separate the people of a country and their government. The CCP can go suck it. I mean, fuck those guys. But the Chinese people, I have no problem with the Chinese people, and the majority of Chinese people that I've met in my life have all been awesome. So don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against Chinese people. In fact, some of my closest friends are Chinese, but the CCP is a problem.
I mean, I think a lot of Japanese people, we just kind of like, we don't really have this, what do you call it? We don't really care. We don't care, but we don't think about what if this happens or this happens. We're just all like, oh, it's peace.
Yeah, what do you guys call it? Heiwa bokke.
Heiwa bokke,
It's like,
nothing's gonna...
Bokke is, what would you say that's like? Bokke.
We're like, dumbed.
Dumbed, like airhead, or...
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that word in English.
We're like peace dumbed.
Yeah, like you've
dumb-minded. I don't know.
You've let down your guard because it's been peaceful for so long.
Yeah. So, it's like, hey, anything could happen now thanks to the
Putin, Mr. Putin.
The Putin. How do you... Putin?
No, Putin is great from Canada. Putin is an asshole, needs to get... I can't call for something to happen to him because YouTube will block her. Putin. You guys call him Putin, which is hilarious.
Putin, yeah, that's right.
Putin sounds like a... All right, let's continue. Japan to lift COVID non-resident foreign entry ban for 106 nations. This is cute. They are totally lifting this. I think they did it today or whenever. I forgot when they're doing it. But anyway, they're lifting it. But here's the thing. They're still not giving visas. So what the fuck what does that mean?
Yeah. Hey, come.
Come. No, don't actually come because we're not going to give you a visa.
Come. Hey, why you don't come?
Like, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Who said you can come?
Fucking, what is going on? No, but I think what they're doing is they're like, you know how a frog that's in a slowly...
In a well.
No, in a boiling pot. If the water like slowly boils, they won't notice it.
And they'll die.
Well, no, but what I mean is like if you do things little by little, the public doesn't have outrage.
Oh yeah, we do that with seashells.
What?
Like first we put them in the water.
Yeah.
We put on low heat, like slowly.
You mean seashells? You mean oysters?
Like some sort of shell.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about different things right now.
I just met someone I know, a friend from England, and it's totally different from in Japan, and if you compare it to like other countries, what's how they handling COVID now.
Oh, okay. I thought we were still talking about seashells. What the fuck, man?
Oh yeah, let's talk about seashell from England.
No. Okay, so yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, like as we were talking, Alex is in England right now. He's like went off to England. He's doing shit.
Exactly.
That's why you're here, not Alex.
Oh, I'm just
No. I've been trying to get you back on the show for a while.
Anyway, so yeah, things are, we need to kind of start thinking.
What's next, right?
Yeah. It's like, are you going to do the same old, like the Mambo?
Mambo is the quasi shut lockdown.
It's not even a lockdown. It's like half-ass lockdown.
Everything has been quasi state of emergency. Everything's been quasi.
Yeah.
Because the Constitution doesn't allow for them to be locked down.
Yeah. It's like, please. They just ask you.
There was a karaoke during the lockdown. There was a karaoke place here that they were open every single day, completely in defiance of the rule. But the thing is the rule is written in such a way that all they had to do was apologize on the last day of Mambo, and it made all the fines go away.
Oh yeah.
So they were just open normally, and on the last day they're like, warukata sumimasen. And they didn't have to pay any fucking fines. I was like, that's amazing.
Crazy.
PM Kishida denies Japan will soon resume tourist entry amid pandemic. So this is what I was talking about. So they're going to slowly do this so he doesn't get backlash. No specific schedule has been decided, Kishida said at a press conference, adding the government will make a just judgment after looking at the COVID-19 infection situation and border control steps taken by other nations. Well, the other nations have not done. They've said, fuck it, we're done.
Yeah. Where's that attitude, man? Fuck it. But like, I think, but the mask thing is like, it's been here before COVID, like even Japan anyway. So
yeah. No. The mask thing that existed in Japan had persisted from the Spanish flu pandemic.
Yeah.
That's when Japanese started wearing the surgical mask to begin with. And that persisted for 100 years.
Yeah.
It never went away.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But it's good for some people because they're ugly. And then like, oh, here's my chance. Actually, you don't like. I don't even know some people look like anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, you had teeth.
You had.
Oh, that's how your lips look like.
You had teeth. Did you just expect them to
like,
not have?
Yeah. But it's crazy. Crazy world, man.
So no, I know what you mean. Like there'll be girls, and you'll because everybody looks cute as Jasmine, right? Because the whole face is covered, right? So everybody looks cute, and you're like, she's cute, and she takes off her mask. You're like, abort.
Yeah, abort. Mission abort. You know the jet.
Oh, what is it called? What is that called?
How do you?
I forget what it's called.
The cockpit, not the cockpit.
Cockpit. What is that called? Ejection seat. That's what that's called.
Yeah,
it's got a little rocket under the seat too. It's crazy.
It must be
gets
scary.
them away from the plane.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, it's like really brutal on your body to do that.
Probably you could lose a testicle.
I don't think that's what you would lose. All right. Speaking of testicles, no, that's not a good way. It's not a good way to do anything. Okay, so over 35% of people feel lonely amid pandemic. Young people hit harder. So I'm going to just read the two little parts of this. More than 35% of people in Japan feel lonely and isolated due to the COVID-19 pandemic, with young people in their 20s and 30s hit harder than the elderly as a result of a limited social interaction. A government survey showed Friday. By age group, among those who are often or always feel lonely, those in their 30s were the highest at 7.9%, followed by those in their 20s at 7.7%.
Are you one of them?
Well, I mean, I live by myself. I have no pets. I have no live-in people, and I remote a lot of my work, so it's not exactly full of life these days. But it's slowly getting better. I mean, it was really bad at the turn of the year, but it's getting better now.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, I think younger people, it's I don't know. They're not really. They don't really like to drink out anymore.
But the thing is, they're missing out on their youth. This is the thing that I keep thinking about.
I mean, if you're talking about like younger kids, like
No, I'm talking about like 20s. Like you go to college, right? It's it's your formative years, and like they're all just remoting in. Like I had a, let's just say a friend, a university student friend, and I would watch what university looks like now. It's on an iPad.
Oh yeah.
They zoom in, and then they turn their camera off. They put their iPad down, and then they use their phone to play, and they don't even pay attention to their talking professor. The professor will call them every now and then, and they'll just like chime in and respond, and then go back to playing video games or whatever. That's college now. That's not great.
I'm just kidding.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
Like it's like a generation that's going to be lost because of this.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I mean, like in some places, like it was Shogun. There's nothing you can do about it. So I get it, but we need to go back to where it was before.
Can't have weddings.
Well, I'm actually happy about that because I kind of don't want to keep. Man, I was going to a wedding a month, sometimes two.
Oh yeah,
pre-pandemic.
As a priest.
Not as a priest. Fucking idiot.
Well, I'm kind of hoping to have a wedding this year.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I don't have to invite you. It's all right then, Mitch. If you
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Invite him as a priest.
I have to give a speech. You know, that's because I'm your boss. I have to give a speech.
You don't
know
have
that.
to. That's only if he wants you to.
I don't want you to.
I'll do a speech.
You should do the same rule that Hayato had at his wedding, where it was if you give a speech, you have to take a shot of tequila.
Yeah.
Everybody was fucking wasted at his party, by the way.
Yeah, do that.
I like the part where instead of a wedding cake, you had a giant cheeseburger.
Ooh.
That was cool.
Yeah.
You can do that too.
Your wedding was fun. It was fun. The only thing that sucked about it was the Nijikai, which I was in charge of, and it's because your wedding was like had to be bussed in. It was so
pretty
far.
Yeah, it was.
And so like the bus was delayed, and then like we overshot the reservation time by like an hour and a half. And they were super angry about it.
Oh yeah.
But that place went out of business, so fuck that place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're gone. They're like something else now. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway.
Your wedding was fun though.
Well,
you had a welcome waiting pool of beer.
Oh yeah. Because you've been to weddings, right?
I've been to about 1,000 weddings.
Yeah, me too. And I'm like,
they're boring as fuck.
so I'm like, okay, this part sucks.
Didn't your wedding planner stop talking to you like through the process? Because you guys kept asking to do stupid shit.
Yeah, she was like, fuck you. Yeah.
Because your wife does weddings, so she knows all the tricks and shit.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You guys made money from your wedding.
No. We didn't lose money.
That's the same thing as making money.
Oh yeah.
Well, you made money. I think you were a little bit in the plus.
How do you know?
Because you told me, because you're an idiot.
Stalking me or something? Huh?
I just remember shit about you. And then your dad. Oh no, your big cousin, the big guy who's how is he so big?
I think he's genetically
How tall is he? Like 2 meters?
almost.
Yeah, he's like, and the thing
He
is,
got afro.
he's got an afro now. Great.
Yeah.
The thing about that guy is that not only is he incredibly low on the IQ level, I mean, his IQ is super low. Not only that, but like he always gets wasted to the point where he passes out.
Oh yeah.
And you can't do anything with him because he's huge.
Yeah.
He's big, dumb, and passed out.
Oh yeah. We need like 4 people to carry him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one time? I forgot what it was. We had a promise to do something, and then like you show up with your car, and I think he was like sleeping in the back, drunk or something like that. And you're like, he's been like this since yesterday.
Yeah, because we have to carry him from the basement
Yeah.
venue, and then right before he passed out, he screamed some dude's name. It's like music. It's like, what? Who's that?
That dude is seriously stupid. And every time I see him, I let him know. I'm like, you're the dumbest person I've ever met. And he just looks at me like,
Yeah. He's not understanding
no, he's not.
your language.
How are we talking about this anyway? I'm sorry to your cousin. He's a good man.
He's a good man. He's the same as you. You know, he's lonely.
And the thing about him is his dad is super tiny. So every time they're around each other, I'm just like, yeah, you're not his dad. You're not the dad.
Yeah. Where you come from?
LGBTQ safe space opens in Osaka. The group says many LGBTQ people and other sexual minorities feel isolated amid the coronavirus pandemic, and that it wants to create a place where people can feel able to be their true selves. Although the word LGBTQ is better known now, the difficulties people face leading their lives have not changed. Nijiro Diversity founder and director Maki Muraki said, many are also going through a hard time because of the coronavirus. So, what do you think about that?
There's a lot of recognition now. I think people know about it, especially like if you watch TV and stuff.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people on TV who's
Gay.
Those kind.
Those
I'm
guys.
sorry, you know what I mean.
Yeah. That LGBT.
Yeah,
I think it's LGBTQ plus now, whatever the plus means. I don't even know what the Q means. whatever. But
Just keeps
Luca,
going.
is that the name of that movie? Luca, the Disney Pixar movie Luca. That's just a gay love story. I watched that and I thought this is the cutest gay love story I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I said that because there's no actual like recognition of that in the movie. But I'm like, this is a fucking gay love story. And then like the producers of it, like later on, were like in an interview, and they're like, it's a gay love story. I was like, fucking knew it.
Oh really?
You should watch it. You might.
I watched it. I didn't feel that.
You did. Well, you didn't. You didn't pick up your gaydar wasn't going off.
No.
That girl totally cockblocked the two boys.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Really?
Yeah. Guys at home, watch Luca with a different eye now.
But he went with the girl.
Yeah. So I just said cockblock.
Oh yeah. I don't know. But what, the half fish, right?
Yeah. The half fish one. There's actually a follow-up short to it on Disney Plus, which, by the way, Disney Plus is an amazing streaming service. Now that Docomo doesn't run it, and there's a follow-up where it's just the boy, and then I forgot both their names, but the boy and the father. You know, the big ass father guy,
the big dude, yeah.
And it's a really cute little short.
Yeah. He's trying to like catch fish.
Yeah. He's trying to impress the father figure. It's
he's
really
like,
good.
He's like, stop.
Dude, the quality of Pixar movies is just insane.
It is crazy.
And the thing is, they don't have fucking stupid songs in it. Although I did like Encanto. I thought that was a good movie.
Yeah.
You know, our staff when you used to work at my school, Kanna.
She does look like her.
Exactly like her.
Yeah.
Exactly like her.
She's like that too.
You should definitely put a comparison photo in there. Put her photo up just to, you know. Okay, let's get into fun news. Let's get a story from you. Oh wait, that's kind of dark. All right,
super dark.
Let's do a fun one, and then we'll do. No, you're gonna do yours. You do
Fine. Yours. Okay, Fujiko A. Fujio, creator of Doraemon, Ninja Hattori-kun, and Kaibutsu-kun. Oh man, yeah, Kaibutsu-kun.
Yeah,
passed away.
So he's a co-creator of Doraemon.
It says creator.
Yeah, but him and another dude, they were a team.
Anyway, he was 88.
Yeah. There was read that tweet. In this article there's a tweet.
And then he passed away, and then the tweet, also the laughing salesman, if you guys don't
Traveling salesman.
know. No.
Is it a laughing salesman?
Yeah, it's laughing.
Laughing? Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, the tweet said, 私は in Japanese.
Yeah, first in Japanese and then translate.
私は笑うセールスマンのすべてのエピソードを見てきました。そしてドラえもんはとても多くの人に愛されていることを私は知っています。藤子不二雄 A さん。みんなを楽しませてくれてありがとう。
So, what does that mean?
It means I watched all the episodes of Laughing Salesman, and I know Doraemon's loved by everybody. Who doesn't know Doraemon?
I mean, I'm sure there's some people in the Amazon.
In Japan.
Everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Amazon, like tribes.
Yeah.
True.
Probably them.
They might.
No. They got some of those people got cell phones now. It's crazy.
Yeah, like in the.
Anyway, you're gonna say something that's gonna get us in trouble. Continue.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you, Fujio.
Yeah.
Fujio. Yeah, he's
How do you say rest in peace in Japanese? Is there a way to say that?
安らかにお眠りください.
Is that this is the direct translation of it?
Yeah.
But do you actually say that?
安らかに. Yeah. It's like
People actually say that?
people do say that. Yep.
Like, who do you say that to? Like, in like Rip
Somebody
is
who's dead. Or somebody sleeping, maybe. But yeah.
I got asked a weird question yesterday. They're like, Mitch, in America, do they cremate people? And I was like, can do. And it's like, well, what do you do with the ones that you don't cremate? I'm like, you bury them. It's like, what do you don't want to be buried? He's like, and then one of my Osaka friend was just like, he's just like, Futoshi, he just like blurted in. He's like, I want to be buried by bird death or something, he said. And everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Apparently, there's like a way that like, I don't remember what country it is, but they'll like put your body out for the birds to eat.
Oh, I see.
He's like, I want to be eaten by birds. And it's just like, okay.
Like, return to Earth.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Which is interesting.
That's cool. We're doing something for the birds.
You're kind of bicultural. Which one do you want to do? You want to be buried or cremated?
I don't know. I don't want to. I think I want to be cremated.
Yeah.
But the ashes should be like
spread
random places.
One of my other friends,
like under my bed or something.
That's weird. That's weird. One of my friends asked me yesterday. She said, when I die, I'm going to give you enough money to take my ashes to New Caledonia, or however you say it in English. And I was like, okay, as long as I get to go on a trip, that's cool.
Yeah, pay me. Dude, you got a boat, man.
I don't have a boat. I rent boats.
Well, you just rent it and like just throw
from
some
your
ashes.
friend Namba-kun. He runs a boat renting company now.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm going to write the contract. So you're going to have to throw my ashes
in Kinko Bay.
A little further than that. But.
All right. Let's do a fun one really quick. All right, Hayato, I'm going to ask you a question. Here's Japanese etiquette, okay? You are Japanese. Japanese born, Japanese blooded, Japanese named.
Yeah. Ask away.
Etiquette. Bowl or chopsticks? Rice bowl or chopsticks? Which one do you pick up first?
Like, when you eat?
Yeah.
I would pick up at the same time.
Okay.
Is it chopsticks?
It says, Matsui says that there is a proper order that should be followed when you want to display refined manners, which none of us have. And it starts with the bowl. Matsui says the food should always be thought as a vessel first, due to the fact that the tableware is delicate and should be treated with care and respect. So you're actually supposed to do... So you're supposed to, it says, so you're supposed to pick up the bowl first and then let's see, where does it say it? Okay, it says, Matsui also suggested starting with the miso soup, treating the vessel with care by using it with your right hand to remove the lid of the bowl if it has one and place it face up beside it. Then you should use both hands to lift the bowl and hold it naturally in front of you.
Oh.
So it's always the bowl.
It's the bowl first.
And then the chopsticks.
And then the chopsticks.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know.
Did you know that, Josh?
No, of course not. I'm pretty bad about that, actually, because in Japan, most meals, like Japanese meals, they come in a bunch of smaller plates and bowls, right?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to pick up the plate and bowl and bring it to your mouth.
Which is weird to Westerners.
Yeah, I'm so used to just like taking food off my plate that like I catch myself a lot of times just like kind of leaning over my plate and stuff. And
well, here's the problem. When I'm at home, I eat like a fucking slob. Like, it's horrible. Like, I eat pasta with chopsticks. I eat everything with chopsticks. There's nothing that I don't eat with chopsticks.
Oh, yeah. It's easy.
But I will eat ramen. I'll eat pasta like it's ramen. I'll slurp it when I'm by myself.
You don't slurp all the time?
You're not supposed to.
Oh, yeah, but in Japan.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm just fucking disgusting when I'm by myself at home.
Man, I don't want to see that shit.
Shut up.
Disgusting.
You're probably worse than I am.
You eat curry with your hands, huh?
Dude, lots of people all over the world do that. I don't, but lots of people do actually do that.
I would like to try.
Why?
Why not?
Didn't just do it anytime, you fucking idiot.
It's like okay, this is like when you're old.
Yeah.
When you're older.
Yeah.
If you try to like piss your pants, you can't because it's like you have a mental block.
I'm pretty sure that if you paid me, I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't really if you have to try hard, I think. Well, maybe you can because you piss yourself all the time. Maybe.
I've never pissed myself. Knock on wood. Never once.
But I'm just saying, like, It takes courage to use your hand.
There was this one time that I was sleeping next to somebody and I was having a dream that I was peeing, and I like, you know how sometimes that can like confuse you, and I woke up right before it was about to come out. So it was just like almost about ready to pee on this person. And I went to the toilet, it was fine. But like, that's scary.
Crazy, huh? Yeah.
It was scary.
I do dream about toilets
That's weird.
all the time. But like when I have to pee.
Oh, I see, yeah.
But but I don't piss my pants.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
No diapers for you.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Josh, let's go to your story. He's got one. This is a visual story, so we needed Josh to do it.
All right. I don't know how to lead into this story.
Just no segue. Toilet to this. Go.
Yeah, exactly. So Pikachu's tail and Snorlax's tummy joined the menu at the Pokemon Cafe. So in Tokyo, they made a Pokemon Cafe where they sell food that looks like various Pokemon. Okay, who's that Pokemon right here? What's his name?
Kabigong.
Yes, in English it is
I'm reading the article to see. I don't know. What's
Snorlax.
Snorlax. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
That's all I know.
for you guys listening, there's this like plate it's very cute. It's got, I guess, Snorlax laying on his back, and his stomach is
A pancake. Well, I think the whole thing is a pancake. And the plate is designed like in the first game, the first Pokemon game, Snorlax blocks the path. So you can't traverse that part into that part of the map because you got to get the Poke Flute to wake him up.
God, I'm hating this so much.
Yeah, so it's Snorlax sleeping in
the path.
in the road. Yeah.
I guess that's kind of cool.
So you gotta eat them.
Yeah.
So you gotta eat 'em.
You gotta eat them.
Gotta eat them.
Gotta eat 'em
them all.
Yeah, and then they have Pikachu's tail, which is kind of morbid if you think about it.
That is kind of
like they cut off Pikachu's tail, but it's a sandwich.
And then you serve it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But it's a sandwich, and I mean it's cute.
Nuts.
yeah. It's for those of you just listening. It's a yellow, I think, bread that's shaped like his tail, and then there's stuff stuffed in between the two pieces of bread.
Oh yeah.
My only problem with it is how much would you pay for this? This sandwich.
$3.
$3. This could be like 500 yen.
It
like
costs
$5.
1,700 yen.
What?
$14?
This is in Tokyo?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I mean, they are Tokyo prices. There's also like a little hamburger that looks like a Pikachu that got baked.
Oh.
You mean baked in an oven?
Oh yeah, not the other kind of baked. His cheeks are red, not his eyes. But anyways,
Oh God.
This is for kids?
I think
For everybody?
this plate is for kids.
Yeah, that's a kid
I think the
plate.
rest of it is for adult-sized kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, wow.
How much do you think this?
Oh,
Snorlax
man.
pancake is.
Yeah.
Can you actually eat him all? Or is it just the part in the middle?
It looks like all of it.
Okay.
I think this would cost about 3,850 yen.
Oh wow, how'd you?
Oh, I don't know.
But you looked at it. Seriously, that pancake meal is $35.
But I believe it comes with this.
Oh, you can take
that
it
you
home.
can, you can take home the plates and
the
stuff
plates
like
and
that.
stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
then that makes more sense.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So those Daiso level quality plates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean that Snorlax one's kind of cool. I like that.
It's crazy how Pokemon got popular like when I was like
High school, right?
high school.
Yeah, because I was in high school too. Because we're not that fucking different in age. Asshole.
I know.
It's Hayato's birthday next week, Saturday. Happy birthday, Hayato.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
How old are you going to be? 37?
38.
38.
But
Oh. What? Sorry.
no,
So yesterday I was like in a bar and there was this group of drunk 20-year-olds and they're like, Ikemen! And then they came up to me like, how old are you? In English. And I was like, Nansani miemasu ka? Like, how old do I look? And they like talked about it and they came up with 24. And I was like, how drunk are you bitches? 24. I said that to Kuma, one of our like grumpy old bartender friends, and he's like, who saw that? It's like, it's a lie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like it made me feel
I
good.
could pull that off.
I don't think so. Not these.
So,
days.
yeah, I get that too.
You get what? 24?
Say 20s. Oh, the year 20s.
20. If you said I was like 29 or 30, I'd be okay with it. But I'm gonna be 40 next year, bro. 40.
That's old, man.
If you're older than us and you're listening to this, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You know how it is.
Let's see. I'm going to do the Shinjuku one last. I'm going to do this story. So here we go. Osaka woman gives foreigner. So this Uber Eats worker is non-Japanese, okay? So Osaka woman gives foreigner Uber Eats worker fake money, thought he wouldn't know the difference.
What happened? Oh, the lady?
Here we go.
Oh, man. Really?
Yeah. So it says, so this girl, her order allowed her to pay cash. And when the delivery person came, she handed him a 10,000 yen bill. Well, actually, she handed him a counterfeit 10,000 yen bill, but she didn't think that he would be able to tell it was fake. Why? Because he was a foreigner. This is what the article says. The woman, then a college student, so she got in some trouble, had a previous Uber Eats order delivered by a different foreigner who'd given her an incorrect amount of change, presumably more than she should have, earlier the day. On the day she ordered the ice cream, she did some checking online and, based on the information she gathered, predicted that her delivery person that day would once again be a foreigner. Prior to his arrival, she used her apartment scanner printer to make a double-sided color copy of a 10,000 yen bill on printer paper, which she then cut out with a pair of scissors, later admitting, "I didn't think he'd be able to tell it was fake." This is a very stupid person. But while quickly counting out change can get a little tricky when you're using the currency of a country other than the one that you grew up in, it doesn't take nearly as much cultural immersion to notice the tactile and visual differences between legal tender and printer paper. That's also the fact that, foreigner or not, the Uber Eats delivery person deals with yen bills every day. He realized right away that the woman was trying to pull a scam and called the cops on her, whereupon she was charged with production and usage of counterfeit currency.
Oh, man.
Continuing, Osaka District Court found her guilty of the crimes she was charged with. During the proceedings, it was pointed out that between monthly payments from her parents to help pay for her living expenses and her part-time job, the woman, who lives by herself, was not dealing with financial difficulties and would have been able to pay for her. She was an ice cream order, by the way. Her ice cream, honestly.
Wow.
The judge handed down a sentence of 3 years in prison, suspended for 4 years, providing the woman stayed in good legal standing in light of remorse she showed during the trial.
Oh my God.
How dumb are you to fucking print
the girl?
Like currency and like, here's your copy paper cash.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
Especially since like yen is like plasticky cloth. You know what I mean? It's not like...
Yeah. It's like... one of those.
I think it's paper. I'm not sure. And then there's like all these little shiny holographic things on it. I mean, there's so many things on it. Did you know that you can't scan currency into Photoshop?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying to make like a
Are you trying to counterfeit?
No, I was trying to make a currency from around the world, like a slideshow for the kids.
Oh yeah.
And like, I pasted in a picture of a dollar bill that I found on, I think, Wikipedia into Photoshop, and Photoshop said no.
Oh, like you can't
import. It says currency cannot be manipulated using Photoshop. Wow. It just says no.
That's crazy. Wow.
I was like, so I immediately called up my programmer. I was like, how does it know?
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty simple. There's like these little dots that are on every piece of currency that tells the program.
Oh, but like, if it's dark, right?
Then
like, if it's dark, and then if you had like, let's say if you sandwich a counterfeit bill,
yeah,
then it's like, maybe you could.
Josh has a story about this.
Yeah, so I don't even remember what it was. It was a few months ago, but my dad like called me all excitedly. He's like, I won a bunch of money. This
is Josh's Japanese father, by the way.
Yeah, my dad, like I'm living in Japan. He calls me. He's like, I won a bunch of money. Can I come see you? I got something for you. And like, I was like, oh, okay. And like, he actually did win a bunch of money before. Like he won like a scratch off thing. And I was like, what, again? And he rode a taxi to my job.
He taxis to your place of employment.
Yeah. And he's like, come downstairs. And I go downstairs and he gives me what was it? Like the Yucho, the post bank envelope, and it's like thick.
So that's like usually when you get money from the post bank, right? It comes in a special envelope.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
And it's thick. And I look in.
Is that with 1 or 2 C's?
Like 3 C's.
Three C's.
Yeah, it was pretty thick. And I look in, And I like kind of just pull it out a little bit just to see if he's messing with me. And it's a real like 10,000 yen note, which is like about $100.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And he's like, hey, be careful with that. It's a lot of money. And like he was like being full on serious with me. And I was like, thank you. Oh, I don't know what to say. Are you sure? And so I like came back upstairs. I was like my heart was racing. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, because if you've ever had like $1,000 before, like it's actually not that thick.
Yeah.
But it was thicker than that by a lot. So I was like, this might be like $10,000.
Yeah.
And I like pulled it out and looked at it. And then like it felt weird because the top bill was really loose. So I like pulled that one out and then the rest of it was just like paper. I was like, he went through all that trouble
For the lols. He did all that shit for the lols.
It wasn't even like April Fool's. He just
a random
he just
day.
called me up.
Your dad was sitting home. He's like, I know what I'm going to do to my son today.
Yeah. Well, maybe he did win all the money.
Maybe.
Like, you know what I mean? He replaced the real money with the paper.
Like there was a band on it that said like $10,000 or something.
Oh yeah, it's like James Bond shit, man. Like
James Bond.
you open a briefcase and then
With the code.
it's like, oh yeah, we got the money, and then like, oh shit, it was fake.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our last story today. Okay, dude, Tokyo natives get lost in Shinjuku and Shibuya too. This is a Soda News 24 article, and they asked their people in their office if they get lost in these train stations. And there is mixed. Most of them say that, yeah, they basically most of the time get lost. But I want to ask you guys, because I've been to Tokyo many, many times. Shibuya, Shinjuku. Let's talk about Shinjuku.
Mm-hmm.
Hayato.
Yeah.
Have you been to Shinjuku before?
Yeah, I have.
Do you think it's an easy to navigate train station?
No. I didn't know. I didn't know where I was. It's crazy. Everybody's fast.
Yeah.
You look at the train map and it's just, oh, I don't know. I need to go somewhere, but I don't know where to go. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Now, for you guys like who don't know Hayato would be like the farmer's boy. Basically, like if he was an American, he'd be like driving a Dodge truck
With a shotgun in the back.
And so like imagine him going to like Times Square for the first time in his life. That's basically the image of you in Shinjuku.
Yeah. It's like, visit me in Times Square. Here's my address. You know.
The first time that I went to Shinjuku, the thing that I was really confused about, they're like, because when you get directions to go to a place, it's always like use this exit to get to somewhere. But there's like 580 exits in Shinjuku.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just like, and then the thing is they're not all in order too. It'll be like 601, 602, 705. And I'm like, what happened to the rest of the sixes? Where are they?
Yeah. It's like, I'd rather just walk. No, you know what I mean? Like,
and it is so it's a line from that show from that song whatever the Tokyo, I forgot what it is called, Shinjuku so big.
Yeah,
it's a line from that song.
I don't know. What is it? It's just the city itself. It's just busy, and it's just I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of Tokyo personally, even though it's like the background of this studio. I'm not really a big fan of Tokyo. I prefer Osaka over Tokyo.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, you mean the people wise or what? Like,
just everything wise.
Just everything.
Yeah, I mean Tokyo's not bad. Don't get me wrong. There's fun places and things to do in Tokyo, but it's just for me, my style is like Osaka.
Oh yeah. I like the vibe though. Like nobody gives a fuck about you. Vibe.
Oh, because everybody's busy and they're doing their shit.
Yeah, it's like somebody's dying over here. They're like,
no, don't help.
Well, maybe. But I'm just saying, like that's the kind of vibe. But
I last time I was in Tokyo, I was like trying to find a place to eat my bento because I was like just waiting for a plane flight, and I was just like looking for an outdoor place to like eat a bento during like the peak of Rona. And like I go to this park that's like on like Google Maps, and like there's an event happening there that day with like all these little kids and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, fuck, now I can't eat here. And then like even though I'm foreigner and I'm like by myself and I'm a dude, like the event runner was like, hey, do you want to be in our event? And I was like, no.
Why?
They were doing some like earth thing. I don't know, craft stuff. I don't know, with kids. And I was just like
little kids?
Yeah. And they were like, he was like, are you here to participate in the event today? I'm like, no, goodbye. Tokyo's a weird place. I don't know. I don't get Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
Josh, Shinjuku, so big.
More than Shinjuku, I get confused by Shibuya Station.
Shibuya is super easy for me for whatever reason. Shinjuku is confusing as fuck.
I think it's because like that was my most used station. Like
Shibuya?
no, Shinjuku.
So you got used to it.
Yeah, I got used to it. Like I didn't even look at my phone once after 2 years of living there. But Shibuya, I barely ever went there. So like when I met people there, I'm like, meet me at exit 23B. I'm like, what?
You were in Tokyo and Osaka during smartphone era, right?
Yes, but I don't think I had a smartphone when I lived in Osaka.
When I first went to Tokyo, like it was, 90s, right? 1990s. And like you had to just like get the guy, when you're because you had to buy paper tickets at that point. There's no electronic tickets. You had to get the fucking guy to come pop out of the machine.
Oh yeah, he does do that. Like you hit the help button and then he like pops out of the machine.
Yeah, and he's like looks at you and like I look like this, so he's like, "Oh shit." He's like, "We're gonna have trouble today," and I was like, "I need to go here," and I have like a piece of paper. I'm like with kanji I can't read. I'm like, "I need to go here," and he's just like, "Oh," and he pushes the buttons and puts the money in for you. And he's like, "Get on that train." That's the only way that Tokyo functioned for me in the 90s.
Oh yeah, but I don't know. Even I look at the phone.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Really? It's easy.
I don't know where to go.
You don't... Dude, what's wrong?
I don't know.
I don't think that's a Tokyo problem. I think it's a Hayato problem.
Yeah, I'm just trying to go here.
I think it's super easy to use now. If you have a smartphone, you just put it in the Google Maps. It tells you what exits to get off, where to go. It's super easy.
Yeah, it's different. Because, I mean, if you're from Kagoshima, it's like, wow, look at this big city.
I remember the first time my VP on my school, I put the Suica, the electronic payment system, into her phone. Because we were going to Fukuoka and we are getting on the subway and shit like that. And like I didn't want her to buy paper tickets because that's fucking wasting time. So she went to like the little carousel where you get on the, you go and you put your ticket in or you pay with your phone. And she was so scared. She was like, because you just tap your phone to the thing, to the IC scanner, and it just goes beep, and it just takes up your money.
Yeah.
But she didn't trust it, so she just like gets close to it and she puts her phone against it, and then like the door is open for her. She's like, "Oh my god, it worked!" I was like, "Oh my god, let's go, Grandma." Anyway, I think that's been our show today, guys. Thank you for coming in and hanging out, Hayato.
Yeah, thank you for kicking me out of your team.
I didn't kick you out.
Me and my opinions.
Your opinions are always welcome.
Me and my opinions were like, all right, we'll just go somewhere else. And nobody wanted out.
Are you making an us out of you and your opinions?
Yeah. So we sat on the swing. Anyway. Yeah, I'll come back. Yeah. Anytime, man.
Yeah. In the future.
Anytime.
Anywhere. All right, guys. See you next week. Bye, everybody.